There was one April Fool's joke that I fell for all day yesterday, and that was the balanced patch notes that never came for FragPunk. But today, we have actual patch notes, so let's talk about those. Hey guys, Nightfall here, and as sad as it was that we didn't get our Frogify shard card or the balance update that was supposed to literally make Hollow Point an amputee, we still ended up getting a new patch with some changes to the FragPunk mode and made quite a few changes to some of the shard cards. So let's go ahead and get the easy ones out of the way first and talk about our FragPunk game mode. If you haven't played this game mode or seen it in game yet, you should definitely play it. It's a fun game. And if you want my full thoughts on it, I put a video out on it yesterday going over it and how you can earn all the free rewards from that event. So you should go check that out. Leave a like on that video as well as this one, and don't forget to subscribe. But in a nutshell, they just buffed the frogs by reducing their booster cooldown to 5 seconds instead of 10, also reduced their basic attack cooldown from 1 second to 0.6 seconds, and they optimized the mid-air feel for the frogs and adjusted some map boundaries, and that's about it for that. So for all my frogs out there, get ready to go and stomp those mosquitoes. But now let's move on to the other changes made to the actual game. Keep in mind that all of these changes are to shard cards, and you might want to buckle in. I'm going to start by putting up 4 cards on screen right now, and I want you to tell me what all 4 of these cards have in common. I'll give you a few seconds to think of an answer. Time's up. If you haven't figured it out yet, the correct answer is all 4 of these cards have been removed from ranked. Yes, I know. You can all go to sleep easy tonight knowing that you'll no longer have to deal with this fucking scythe spam in ranked anymore. Though I am a little confused on why the Let Them Hear You card was removed from ranked. I've actually never seen it used in ranked or unranked, so they should really have honestly just taken it out of the game in my opinion, but whatever. Now let's move on to individual cards and talk about the changes made to each one. The first one is Lucky Bullets, and this is another card I don't really see picked almost ever, but they increased it from 4 shard points to 5, but also increased the spread of the random bullets. Making changes like this to a card just doesn't make any sense to me, because if it's already weak at 4 shard points and nobody's picking it, so you buff the card's effectiveness, but then you also increase how many shard points it costs. I feel like those two things kind of counteract one another, and we're still not going to see it picked in a lot of games. I would need to test this out to really see if it's worth 5 points, but I mean, I still don't think that people are going to pick it, especially in ranked. Next card is the Homing Projectiles card, and this has been increased from 3 shard points to 4, and that's the right move. Being chased by Axon grenades isn't ever really a fun time, and it can be hard to counter sometimes, so this definitely deserves this change. Next is the Swift Resolution card, and this was increased from 3 to 4 points. Pretty big jump for something that just takes 30 seconds off anyway. Most games I play, the converter is either down with well over 30 seconds left, or we just never get the thing planted to begin with. But moving on, next card is Lifesaver. This card has been increased from 4 points to 5, and this just makes me concerned that now instead of the normal 4 points that we've been wasting, my teammates will waste 5. 99% of the time I see this card in play, nobody ever gets revived. It's utterly ridiculous. Just stop buying this card. The next one is Fainting Flash. Again, a card I see rarely used as it mostly just blinds your own teammates. Could be good if you use it with the other card. I think it's called Safety Glasses or something, but this one was lowered from 3 points down to 2, and that makes sense given what I just said. Next card is Backup Weapon, and this one is one of the 5-point shard cards, or at least it was. And I actually did a video on all of the 5-point shard cards at the time and gave my thoughts on if they were actually worth it. And in that video, I said this card is worth 4 points at most. And I'm happy to announce it is now only 3 points. Glad to see that they're actually listening. And hey, for all you weird Hollow Point mains out there who want to give your Meteora sniper a friend and have a main sniper and then have a backup marksman rifle to go with it, go for it. Keep breaking the game. The next card we have is Peace Treaty, and they lowered this one from 3 points down to 2, and this card has some drastic effects, but not many people are actually willing to drop their primary weapon for that. So maybe the lower point value will entice people to actually grab this card and put it to use. So at this point, we're only about halfway through some of these card changes. So if you need some water or you need to go follow me on my other socials, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, go ahead and go do that now. Links for those will be in the description. And also look into hitting that join button and become a member of the channel. Way cheaper than subbing on Twitch, better benefits, just saying. But moving on, the next card we have is Equipment Supply. This card was another one of those 5-point cards that I talked about in my other video, and it's now just 4 points. I'm on board with this change, and there have been times where I've benefited from this myself, so I'll actually retract my thoughts that I said on that video about this card. The next one we have is Free For All, and this is kind of the same thing as the last card, Equipment Supply, and now it's only 3 points. But the extra component to this one is that if you still have uses on that weapon left and you pick it and lose it that round, you would still end up keeping the uses that you had left. Or if you didn't have any uses left at all, you would just get to use that weapon again for free. In my opinion, this is a better card in every way than Equipment Supply. I don't really see how Equipment Supply is better, so I don't know why this one is 3 shard points and the other one is now 4. Moving on to the next shard card, Lingering Smoke, and this one can be good for planting when you need that smoke to last just a few more seconds. And then we also have Spreading Smoke. Both of these were 3 shard points and are now only 2. And I'm okay with these, but really never get used in ranked. Hopefully now that they're lowered, maybe they'll get picked a little bit more often. Next card is Hidden Cameras, and this one was reduced from 3 points down to 2. And I gotta say, this is a very underused and underappreciated card. In Rainbow Six Siege, cams and intel is everything. So people really need to start using this card more and helping their teammates out. I'm just not sure if you're already dead for that round if you can view the cameras. If you know the answer to that, let me know down in the comments. But we got just a couple more cards left to go, and the next one is Airborne Justice, and this one was reduced from 4 points down to 3. I can see this being used a little more now, if for nothing else but the reload speed, but I don't jump a lot in gunfights, so the rate of fire increase really isn't too appealing to me on this one. The next card we have is Whetstone, and this one is a Zephyr main's wet dream come true, and it's the least they could do with how fucking awful she is at the moment. They reduced this one down from 4 points to 3, and it just basically lets you go around stabbing people to gain health. Now this benefits everybody, but it also benefits Zephyr in that when she's invisible trying to stab somebody, if she's low on health, not only is she dealing damage to the enemy and potentially killing them, she's also healing herself in the process. And finally, the last card that gets a change today with these patch notes is Return to Sender, and this one was reduced from 5 points down to 4. And over time, I've come to see why this card was 5 shard points, and now lowering it to 4 is definitely going to make this a much higher pick rate or ban rate in the high ranks. There are so many ways you can play this card. If we have it on our team, what I try to do is get to their spawn as quick as I can without being noticed, and I just wait for them to be returned and get free kills. On the other hand, when the enemies have it, I just rush hard as hell because it's like a get out of jail free card. Obviously, there's a few other ways that this card can be played, strategies that can be made off of it, but making it 4 shard points might be the only thing I don't agree with in this patch notes, and I think it should have remained at 5. So there's all the shard card patch notes for today. We still don't have any real weapon or lancer balancing update though, which we sorely need. Hopefully we get those in the coming days or weeks. Let me know your thoughts on all these changes down in the comments. And if you're watching this video the day that I put it out, I might even be live, so make sure to come swing by and I'll catch you in the next one.